Hi everyone, amazing here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful dashboard starting from the interface and every single thing we have right here. We're going to be putting every single thing together and I'm going to show you how to work with time to create employee attendance dashboard right here on my YouTube channel. So right now you can see how dynamic it is and stuff like that. So I want to put every single thing together and actually show you how to create your own back-end analysis and actually make it visualized nicely the way it should be, all of that. So right now, if you really enjoy my tutorial, just go ahead and share this to other people who are actually looking for this, and let us get started right now. So we are going to be starting this with a new blank sheet. So we just go ahead and have it opened. So I'm just going to go to open right here and have it open, and I will come back to you guys. Okay, here we go. We have this basic data right here that we just given, and we don't really know what to do with it for the first time, but we just feel like sitting around and think about what it is that we can actually do to get this particular data to actually say something whatsoever. Remember, you as a data analyst, you are a storyteller, you need to actually make the data to speak something, speak some volume, right? Okay, those are the 5 things we are expected to actually get to show as we keep going on this particular journey. So now we have total working hours, total payout per hour, total payout on weekly basis and based on working hours, and we have total working hours by employees and the payouts. And we want to show this on our percentages, progress whatsoever. Okay, right now, here we are on our blank, mere blank. I call it mere blank because all we have right here right now is some kind of data. I'm going to get in this particular tutorial very slowly so that you can actually catch up every single thing that is going on right here. So what are we supposed to do for the first time? Okay, right now, let us go and start from the most interesting part. So I'm just going to open this particular new sheet right here, and I'm going to call this particular one home. So I'm going to show you how I got this created. And for the first time, what I'm going to do right now is just to come right here to the view area. And I'm going to actually say right now, I'm going to turn off the headings, and as well, I'm going to turn off the grid lines because I don't want any of this right here. Okay, now that we have this right here, we can go ahead and get image. So I already got my image, but I'm going to show you where I always get my image from. So I got these images I'll better use right from this particular online pictures right here. Just go ahead and click it. Make sure you are connected to the internet. But if you're not using Excel 2019 or Excel 365, you might not be able to actually find it. But right now, I have the image downloaded right here for us to get used, and I'm going to give you if you want to actually get to use it. So this is the image we've just used. I'm going to actually copy this away from here right now, copy this image. I'm going to go back to this particular aspect right here. I'm going to have the image pasted down here. And right now, let us just make a little tweak of what is going to write in here. I'm going to go to format, and from format we can now see this particular number right here. So I want to actually increase it to 7.66. I'm gonna say 66, and now the next one we're gonna be some kind of 14 point what, so 40.552. So now we have this, so we can actually fit this in just like this. Beautiful. And the next we're gonna do right now is just to go ahead and go to insert and go to shape. I'm gonna pick this particular shape right here. I'm gonna drag it down, and the same thing I have done, or you can actually go ahead and actually move it down to this end and actually increase it down here. So, well, we have it. So next thing we're going to do right now is just we to give it some kind of opacity. And opacity is going to be some kind of 22. So it's going to be 22. Exactly. We have this opacity right here. So we have just done beautifully good work right on this. So I'm just going to pick this, and now I'm going to drag it down. I'm going to move it a little bit down right here. I'm going to actually make sure it comes this way. And now we just take this up. We just want to create some kind of nice looking interface whatsoever. So I'm gonna go down right here. I'm gonna pick something like this. I think I'm gonna be cool with this color. So right now it's some kind of standout, or you can actually pick a color that is actually gonna be more standard than what we have right here. I think I'm gonna be cool with something nicely. Just let me have this used. So right now, this is how I always put my colors together and all of that, so you can see how it's actually getting right now. Okay, we need to show the name of the dashboard. Just go to insert, go ahead and pick this right here. I'm gonna pick this, I'm gonna drag it all the way down, and now I'm gonna just type in employee attendance, dashboard. So right now what I need to do is just to make sure we format this into what we really wanted. I'm just gonna go ahead and go right to this particular home, make sure I centralize every single thing, and we just want to actually have to change it to what we really wanted. And now with Control-1, I'll have a lot to be done. So I'm just gonna make sure I get it away, go right here and actually turn it off as well. That is beautiful. That is exactly what it is. So we can now have this closed for now. So I'm just gonna make sure I have it touched a little bit. So we just have to move it down to the top level right here. So we go and actually say, okay, it's gonna be on area. So I'm gonna put it on 24. I'm gonna make it bold. I'm gonna have it on white, like something like this will be good. But right now we're not too cool with what we have right here because something is not kind of looking too beautiful the way we really wanted it. I have a suggestion to actually get it done the way we really wanted it. So I'm gonna actually control one again. I'm gonna come to this particular effect right here and now go to shadow, and I'm gonna pick this, and here we go. We just have to go with this particular kind of shadow right here. Okay, the middle one, which is the offset bottom. So now we have something like this that makes it some kind of stand out from the background we are using. So right now we can actually go ahead and make sure this goes to the top level, right? So we just have to put this right here. Now we have this for the first time, so we are almost getting down to where we are going. So next I'm going to actually create is an analysis area. So I'm just going to call this one to be some kind of summary. Okay, let me just use this one as analysis. So analysis. So right here I'm going to create a time. I'm going to just use the word today. So I hit enter. I have it. I'm going to format it to what I really wanted. I want to use this particular kind of time of update and stuff like that. So we go back right now. Okay, we go back to home. And once we get back home, so what we need to do right now, we can actually have this duplicated if need be. Yeah, I'm going to do that immediately. So I'm going to have it duplicated. So what we need to do right now, I'm just going to go to the top level and turn on my formula bar. So here we go, we have it. So go right here and have a formula bar right in, and I'm gonna go right straight towards the analysis area. I'm gonna pick this from here, and this is what it is. So we have it. So we just have to crank it up a little bit and actually change the format exactly. Okay, I think we have something like this, and we need to just use something like this. Okay, we just make it a little bit smaller, and we don't want to make it bold, I presume. Okay, let us leave it on bold, so we can actually get this one to where we should have it situated. So it's just going to be right here. And for you to be very sure of the alignment, so we just have to make sure we click the both of them and align it together. But now for the purpose of the demonstration we're doing right here, we don't have much time to do every single thing from the scratch. So you just have to do that yourself to make sure it sits right and stuff like that. So I just want to do one more thing again. And we go right here, and we'll go ahead and pick a shape. I'm going to pick this right now. I'm going to hold on my shift key just to make sure I have a round shape, just like what I'm going to have right now, which is this exactly. So now with my control, I want to bring this back on again. And once I have it on, what I'm going to do right now is just to make sure I get this particular one formatted a little bit. So it's just to make sure we add some kind of, font. I don't know how to put that for you guys to understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, now I can go right here and make sure for the outline, I want to go down, and I'm going to pick this right here for me to get it as my outline. I'm going to make sure I crank it up a little bit. So that is good. So we can take it out. So we just have to make sure we move this to the top level right here. I'm going to set it down right here, all that. So I'm going to get a picture right now to actually make sure it makes my dashboard some kind of stand out. So going back to the previous one, we can actually go get a picture we've used previously. Okay, I just don't have to reinvent the wheel again. I'm going to give you all these pictures I'm using so that you can actually use the same thing on your own dashboard as well. So you can always download the pictures from where I've shown you. So here we go. We have this particular little icon right here. I'm going to actually have it set in here. That's beautiful. Just getting this done. And let's see, we have to get a button actually created. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to drag this right down here. And I'm going to make sure I'm making some kind of circle just as this. So I want to just say right here. Okay, right now we need to change the color of this, right? So I'm just going to go right here and I'm going to okay. I think it's kind of, so Control 1. So here we have it. So we just have to make sure we format it the way we really want it. So I'm going to move it a little bit. So now we just have to pick something like this. Okay, for the outline color, we don't need anything for it. So we just have to turn that off. And now we just have to come right here and pick something like this here. And after we might have done that, when I put it on 40th, I'm going to make sure it's on 40th for we to just get a little transparency. So we can actually go ahead and close that. That's exactly what we need to do for the first time. So can you see that now? It's some kind of stand out a little bit. So what we want to have right in here is just go to dashboard. Go to dashboard. So go to dashboard. That's exactly what we want to have. Go to dashboard. So after we might have done this, we just have to go to the top level right here. And what we need to do right now is just to make sure we work around the centralization of the text we just have in right there. So okay, we just have to make sure we crank it up a little bit. So we go ahead and have something as bold as this. We can make it bolder. out of that. So now, can you see that now? So you might like, oh, this is too huge. What kind of, do we make it smaller? So we just have to make sure it sits right here, as we're going to be getting some other things right in here, and I can make it some kind of a little bit smaller, just like this. So now we have something like this for now. All right, in order to make the go to dashboard to pop out very well, so just go Control 1 and come right to this particular, effect as well, and just go ahead and choose this, right? So now, as you can see, it pops out and the text pops out as well. It's turned away from the background, and we can see it so well wherever. Okay, the next thing, when I just give a little description of what is given right here. So this is what I'm talking about. So I've just got it pasted from the other part. We just got to copy just some little text that is just going to give us more, description of what is going on right here. I'm going to keep it beneath this one right here. So view full detail on the dashboard. So we just want to make sure it's some kind of standard as well. So I love using that particular part because it makes my work some kind of, very much attractive and stuff like that. So right now, can you see that? It pops out. Okay. Okay, right now we need to get those icons and the headings and actually create the analytics behind every single thing we have right here. I'm going to show you how to get the icons, but I'm going to have it pasted right in the work we're doing right now, just to make it snappy and stuff like that. So we're just going to paste it and actually make sure we set it right to where it should be and all that. So I'm going to make sure it's some kind of sitting right here. Just, I'm going to go ahead and move it a little bit, keep moving it, and actually I'm going to have it right here. Right now, this is beautiful. This is exactly what we should have. Okay, as you can see, I'm not so cool with my background, so I just want to change the color I have used for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the color to something like this. Beautifully, we can see what we just have right now. So you can go right here and change the color to this as well. So this is beautiful. So right now we've just got in the right color, and if we go back to the previous one, it's looking exactly just like a replica of what we have right here. So what is a little bit different right now is that we don't have the numbers right here. So right now we just have to go down to where we have our data and have it summarized, just create some logic to get what we really want out of here. So the total work in hour is what we need to get for the first time. So how do we go about that? So we just have to visit our attendance records right here, but we don't have that right here. So first of all, we just have to do something. So now, based on the company, what it said was like, okay, they pay like okay, let me make you understand what is going on right here right now before we start to create any damn thing right here, so that you'll be like, oh, I don't understand what you're doing. I'm gonna make you understand every single thing that's going to right here right now. So the first thing you have to understand is that every single employee should work 8 hours straight up on Monday down to on Sunday right here. So right now on Thursday they're just working for 5 hours, which makes the total working hour to be some kind of what we just sum them together, and we have just what we have just 45 hours, right, for the whole week, 45 hours for the whole week. So how much do they get paid? So they get paid for the whole week $300. You understand? So now per hour, we want to work it out. How much do they get paid per hour? So all we did was just for we to actually divide this particular $300 by 45 hours they work for the whole week, and you can see how much they have per 1 hour. They get paid $6.07 for 7 cents whatsoever per 1 hour. It's not about $7, right? So now how do we just go ahead and actually add this to what we are creating? So right now I want to actually go ahead right here and add a new column in the middle of this particular aspect right here to calculate the total working hour. So I'm going to say working. So working hours right here, right now, we just got it done. So we just got our working hours right here. It is time for we to just start to write the little logic that is going to actually help us to just get the working hours done right here. We just have to go right now and calculate the working hours, how many hours each individual employee actually worked. So what we need to do right now is just to place our cursor right there and actually make sure we have our equal to in it. And now we have the checkout time. When the employee just came in, he checked in and he's checking out. So the checking out is actually going to be higher. He's checking out at 4 p.m., which is 16, like the military time whatsoever. So he's checking out by 4 p.m., which is 16:02. So now we're going to subtract that from the check-in time, which is 7:58 a.m. that he actually checked in whatsoever. So if I hit enter right now, we're going to have something like so weird number. So we can't use this to actually calculate anything whatsoever I want to calculate. So what we need to do right now is just to make sure we go ahead and actually format this, highlight the whole column, and Control 1 will definitely give you this particular privilege to have this used. So what you need to do right now is just for it to go to custom, click on the custom right here, and from there we can actually scroll all the way down and you will see this particular hours and minutes and this is exactly what you need to use. Just go ahead and click OK, and now it gives you the right time you really wanted to know how much hours he worked for that particular day and all of that. So this particular employee worked for 8 hours 4 minutes, and this one worked for 8 hours 1 minute, all of that. So if you see what is going on right here, you will definitely understand that. But right now, what can we do with this particular hash and value and all of that? So how can we go ahead and actually trim this off? So we just have to use if error right here. So if error is going to be used, so we just have to go all the way down to the end parts right here, put our comma. We can just like, oh, when I say nothing, and actually click OK right now to get it out for us. So right now, if you're doing this for a client, so you just have to ask the client that, okay, what if somebody checked in and the person did not check out? Right now, right here, he checked in by 7:55 but forgot to check out and stuff like that. So we're not doing any calculation for this particular employee because we're not too sure how many hours he spent, or if he comes or he didn't come, or somebody filled this on his behalf or stuff like that whatsoever. We don't know that. So now we are not giving go ahead based on the organization we're working for right now, virtually whatsoever. So we're not giving go ahead to actually calculate anything for this particular employee because we are not too satiated on how many hours he spent. So we just want to leave it blank, and we just have to make sure he loses the money, so that next time when he comes to work, he will definitely he'll sign out. All right, based on what we have right here right now, we need to create the total payout, and it's very simple and easy to create it. What's a little bit cumbersome is actually the expected payout and the deduction whatsoever. So let's go ahead and see what it is that we can do. I'm gonna go back to my analysis. So sorry for that. I'm gonna go back to record right here. I want to add a new column to actually have that created before we just have it summarized. Add a new column, and I'm gonna type here like some kind of pay out right here. So now we just need to actually create our payout. So how do we do that? So I'm just going to come right here and say right now, we're going to say equal to this particular working hour right here. So we're going to multiply that by how much they get paid per single hour they work. So it's just going to be some kind of $6.7, right? So once we have done that, we just need to log this particular $6.5 down absolutely. I'm going to press F4 key in my keyboard, and that is exactly what I need to do. If I hit enter right now, there I have it. So you can see it's kind of weird. We don't understand what's going on right here. So I'm just going to go Ctrl+1, and I'm going to have it formatted into some kind of currency. I just need one decimal to have the cent I'm going to be having right on it. So you just have to use this $sign right here, and I'm going to click on OK. Oh, fine. We just got it, right? Maybe we're not too cool with what we have right here, right? So what it is that we need to do. As you can see, we're not getting the right value we should be getting, so we get some kind of weird value. So what we need to do right now is just to make sure we multiply our hours by what? By 24. Okay, right here, I'm gonna go right and say 24. That is it, by 24. If I hit enter right now, I'm gonna have this. So don't worry, let's go ahead and actually make sure we check this right. Go and put camera right in, so we have the proper hour they spend at work and stuff like that. So right now, if we come right here, I'm gonna go to the top level. So let's scroll all the way to the top and actually see how we can do the adjustments. Okay, right now this is how much they got paid per single hour. So let us just go ahead and actually make sure we do is some kind of showing on some kind of time level and stuff like that. So we just have to make sure we highlight the whole. Ctrl+1, we bring this up first. So go to currency, and from currency, I want to use just one decimal point because I have some cent being paid as well. So I'm just going to click on this and go ahead and say, okay, right now, can you see what just happened right now? You see, they get paid for like, if they work for 8 hours plus, for 8 hours, they get paid like $50 something. So let us work it out and see how much get paid for complete 8 hours right now. Let's see how we can do that. So as you can see, if they work for 8 hours, so how can you get how much they get paid for 8 hours? It's just for you to just say this equal to this multiplied by what? By 8 hours they spent at work. So it's gonna be 8 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on my 8 right now. So if I hit equal to, which means they work for what? They work for straight $53 for good 8 hours they spent at work. And now we are actually working for how many hours? We're working for 45 hours for the whole week, and you can see how much they get paid for 5 hours for $300, all of that. So now we've just gotten this down, so we're almost right there. In case you don't know what is going on, don't worry, just calm down, because we're gonna actually get to the point where you'll be like, oh my goodness, this is what it is. So now we just have to come back right here, and if error is going to take its shape right now, we just have to adjust this. There are so many ways we can counter errors right here. So we can actually still go ahead and say, okay, now we just put a cursor right here. What we're going to do right now, we're going to say if right here, if this particular cell right here is equal to empty, which is nothing on it, comma, so just give me nothing. But if something is right there, go ahead and actually run this code or run this function. I'm going to close it right now. I think I'm having a little bit error. So the problem is just this, that we don't have our comma at the last point here. I'm gonna have my comma right there. So right now it's just gonna clear it away from us, for us and all of that. So the same thing we have done is what we can do right here. Instead of to write if error, we can actually using that particular logic to get it done. But we can still use some kind of if error, which is gonna work fine as well. So if error right here, I'm just gonna say come right here, just this, and hit it, so get it away from us. So now anywhere we don't have any value, it's just gonna make it some kind of clean. So right now you can see the back end is as clean as whatever it is. So we want to just have something like as crispy as what we have right now. So one more calculation we need to do right now is called expected payout. So this is the total payout. Expected payout is as a result of workers not working for the right hour, so they're not getting the full pay and stuff like that. So we want to actually work that out to actually see how much had been deducted from their expected payout and stuff like that. So I just want to add something new right here. I'm going to just say expected right here. Expected payout, expected payout. So if I hit enter right now, this is what I have. So before we just go ahead and create that, so I want to come right here and insert a new column right in here. I'm going to say insert. So what I'm going to do right now is hours worked. I'm going to say, okay, should I think I would definitely come right here and say support one. I'm just going to say support because this was going to be some kind of helper or helper column. So helper column. So what I'm going to do with this helper column right now, I just want to make sure I some kind of say, okay, now you know what, I'm going to say if, because I know, sorry for that, right here I want to type in my equal to. I'm going to use the if condition to actually get it done. So if you work for 4 hours, just give me like 8, like, okay, let me just make you understand what I'm trying to do right now. I think you will definitely understand it better when we actually start creating this. So I'm going to say if this particular off duty right here is equal to, so what I'm gonna do is this, if it is equal to 16, so what are you gonna do? I want to give me 8. You understand? Which means this particular employee worked for 8 hours. So we are trying to calculate expected payment for the employee if he or she worked for 8 hours. But if it is not, just give me 5, which means it's Thursday. Put your comma first. So it's Thursday and the employee actually worked for 5 straight hours, and we give the employee the full payment. So we're trying to actually, we're gonna go ahead and deduct that if he doesn't work for 8 hours or for 5 hours. So we're gonna get how much he get paid and how much we're gonna be some kind of having to deduct from his main payout whatsoever. Hit enter right now. This is what I have. So if I go right here right now, I have 5 and 8 and all of that. So if you go all down, you can see where we have 5 and stuff like that. So right now we can actually come right here and get to create this right now. So I'm going to say this particular one here, we're going to multiply it by the total hourly pay. If I hit enter, is how much they all have been paid for per hour and stuff like that. But the problem is just that right here we not lock this particular cell down. So when I go ahead and do that very quickly, and it's very simple, just make sure you have it highlighted alone. So once you've done that, your F4 key will do that magic for you, and just hit enter, and we have all of them being some kind of, they're actually getting $55.3 and stuff like that. So this is exactly how much they ought to have been paid and stuff like that. So we are through with adding columns right on our main data. That's exactly the kind of cleaning, some kind of twisting we need to do right here. So what we're supposed to do right now, we need to actually go ahead and create something very beautiful and make sure we populate what we have right on our homepage. And before we go ahead and do that, I'm just going to come right here. I'm going to have this kind of those places, have them. I'm going to hold on my control key. I'm going to tap on it. Once I have that, I'm going to drag it a little bit down, keep it down, keep it down. I'm going to have it released. Have that. This is exactly what I need to do. Duplicate it so that when you come, you can add your value and boom, you're good to go. Okay, I'm going to be giving you a font that is just going to make your life very, very easy. So right now, let us create a new sheet. I'm going to call this some kind of summary. So summary sheet right here. So on this summary sheet, we can go back here and click this particular aspect here and go to what? Go to insert and insert a new pivot table right now. So I'm going to go to existing one here. I'm gonna click on the summary area and I'm gonna have it on this particular path. I'm gonna click on OK. Now we have our first pivot table being created for us. That is exactly what it is. Beautiful. So what are we supposed to do for the first time is want to get our date right in here, and the date is kind of being grouped, so we just have to make sure we go ahead and have it ungrouped. And how do we do that? Just click on it and right click and just say ungroup, and we have the date ungrouped. That is exactly what we need to do. We don't want to group the date. And the next thing we're going to do right now is this. So the column I want to get right here right now is exception. I want to go right and actually bring in my gender. I'm going to bring in my gender. But if you look at what is going on right here right now, it's some kind of weird. So we can't really do anything with this. So how do we go about getting this cleaned and stuff like that? So go back to the top level right here and you go ahead and go look at your design. After I click on design, come back right here, go to report layout and just turn this into a tabular form. I'm going to come back to you again in a jiffy. So go to the grand total and go ahead and turn it off, and the subtotal, do not do that. So clean. That's what we need to do. So for now, I just want to fill every single place we have right here. I want to fill it down. And what I'm going to do right now is just to come right here. I'm going to say repeat all labels. So we fill it down, all of that. So that's exactly what we need to do. But what about this particular minus and plot sign right here we have? So we just have to get it out, right? So just go right here and go click on analyze and come right here. You will definitely see that. Go, just click it. And when we come right now, we can see we have something as clean as this. This is exactly what we need to do to actually get what we really wanted right in here the way it should be. Now we need to get employee names right here. Okay, the employee names. We need to get a timetable. That's exactly what it is. So we've just gotten all this right here. Now we need the payouts, so we just got the payouts right in now. So the payout is not right on its right shape, so we just have to do that. So I'm gonna click right here. I'm gonna go right and make sure we have it rightly. So this is what it is. So we're just gonna need the payouts rightly the way it should be. Okay, I think up next is the work day, so which we don't really have right now. So we need to go and create that. So how you be under column we should have added before now. So let's just go ahead and add it. So I'm just gonna go and actually create a space for it right here. I'm gonna make sure I have a space right here for it. So add a new space. I'm gonna say insert and right here because it's a table, so we can actually go ahead and actually create. I'm gonna say work days or weekday. Okay, sorry, it's weekday, not work day. So weekday, and it's very simple to be created. So just put your equal to and use the weekday function to actually get it done. So I'm just gonna go right to this particular aspect right here and locate where I have my date in. So we just need to locate the dates. I'm just gonna go ahead and scroll all the way where we have the date. And now we have the date right here. I'm going to pick the date. I'm going to hit OK. So now this is what I have right now. So I have the dates right here. So it's correct. So what I need to do is just to make sure we give it the right format we really need to actually use. So I'm going to go Ctrl+1. I'm going to have this right here. And once I have this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to custom. And from custom, I just need to customize it the way I really wanted. I'm going to go 3D, just to give me the short form. I'm going to click on OK. Right now, let us look at what we have. That is very correct. So this is what we have. So go back to summary. So after we have clicked on summary, we can't find it now because we have not refreshed it. Just click on any part of the pivot table and go ahead and say refresh, and now we're going to have something new right here. So this one is going to get it started. Don't worry, you can always make sure you keep it on the right format. So now we have it back. So for the work day, we have to look at it, and now I'm going to click on it. I'm going to have the work day right here. It's exactly beautiful. So now I have my work days right in here. That is exactly what I really want to get. So don't worry, we are going to adjust every single thing that just get messed up whatsoever. All right, what other column do we need to actually add right now before we start to create this particular amazing dashboard? So we need expected payout right now. We've just gotten it right here. Click on this and have this click done and actually go Ctrl+1. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to say, okay, fine. I want to put it on currency. Let's see what that's going to be like. And if I want to use the 2D smart point, I can actually decide to go ahead and do that. I'm going to click on OK. Now we have them. Oh, that's nice. So we just get it. So it works for us. So nicely, it's not on currency though, but this is again what we've gotten. So this is what it is. So now we can see where we have above, because it worked for plenty of hours than what they expected to work. They got paid higher than what they ought to have earned. So which means they have extra time or overtime, stuff like that. So I'm going to give you an assignment to calculate overtime and stuff like that, but I'm going to show you how you can actually do that amazingly and stuff like that. So right now we've gotten this done. The next thing is for we to come to our analysis right here, and this is exactly where the most fun is going to be happening. So we just have to start creating something right here, right now, straight up. All right, everyone, I've gotten this pre-formatted right here for us. What are we supposed to do right here? So we need to get to calculate what the total employees we have right now in the organization. It's very simple. What I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to use what I call count A to get this done. So I'm going to say count A. So already I have a pivot table generated for us, so we can actually go ahead and go to summary, and we just have to hit right here, and here we go. We have just added the pivot table right here that just gets the employees names right here. I'm just going to actually highlight it, or if need be, you might want to highlight this particular whole part right here. And once I've just done that, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to say okay, now we have gotten it right. So it's 11, but it's not supposed to be 11, it's supposed to be some kind of 10. So want to get a header off it, just go and say -1. I hope you understand what's going on right here. Beautiful. Okay, now for we to calculate the total working hour is very simple. We just want to use the sum function. We are going to be using very much complicated function once we get to the part of where we're going to be creating this particular part of the dashboard, where we have this amazing creation right here. So when we get right here, things are going to be some kind of a little bit, some kind of curve and all of that. But don't worry, this is exactly the basic part of it that is going to actually take you to that particular benchmark. And once we get to that bridge, we will definitely cross it, and we'll be happy to cross that kind of bridge and stuff like that. So let us get to the next level. Now, for the total working hour, what are we supposed to do? How do we get it? So we just need to use common sum function to get it done. So I'm going to say sum. We just have to sum the column we have total working hours right in. So go to summary and actually look at that total working hour. You just have to locate that. We have it dragged in right here. Oh, working days, expected working time, working hours is not right here. We just have to go get it and actually have it some kind of being summarized rightly. Okay, let's go and get that now. Okay, right now we just right click to bring this particular field setting back right on. So working hours, I'm just gonna get it right to this particular part where we have here. So we have it, so we can go ahead and actually make sure we format it rightly the way it should be. And here we go, we have it formatted nicely, pretty fine, right? Okay, now if we go back to analysis, we can actually place our cursor right there and type the sum function to sum all the working hours together. Okay, go ahead and actually go down to that particular part, and here we go. We can actually say this particular, H to H. Once we hit enter, we're gonna have something like this. Let's see what we have right now. So we just have to make sure we expand it and see what it is that we just have. So we have this particular hours of work time, and now want to get a total payout for this particular employee or for the whole employee whatsoever. So we just want to use some function. I told you it's going to be getting some kind of little bit different when we go when we get to the other part of the dashboard. So now we just have to go to summary, and the total payout is going to be this particular part here. We just need to actually say okay to it, and now we just have to come right here and we need to just say, oh, okay, this should be expected payout, right? So I'm just going to move this one down right here, and now we have just created for this. Just double click on it and actually make sure we copy this from here. And right now I'm going to have it pasted right here. Okay, oh, sorry for that. So just go ahead and actually copy. Once we copy it, escape, and actually come right here and have it pasted. So we have a payout for the expected payout right now. We can actually change the G to G right here to something else. Let me show you how to do that in a very smart way. Go back right here and see what that particular expected payout is actually sitting. So we want to get that. So it's J to J we have to get right here. This is exactly the column we really wanted to use. So I'm going to go right to the particular part here called analysis. I'm going to go right here, and instead of me to just go ahead and do it this over and over again, I'm going to just come right here and have this changed. I'm going to have this changed, and here we go. We have this. If I hit enter right now, this is what we have. So now for the deduction right now, I'm going to say right here for the expected paid amount is just going to be subtracted from how much is being paid out to employees and stuff like that. This is what we have left, right, guys? This is beautiful. So right now we just have this, and we are about to populate our home page with something very as beautiful as this. But I'm just going to show you a little bit error we have right now. Let us go back and see what it is I'm talking about. So I'm going to go back to summary. It's very important. Just give me attention right here. I'm going to toss this. I'm going to go to toss this, go and deselect this, go to toss this, and click right here. And let's see if we have that error right now on this. Okay, beautiful. I think we have everything is fine now. We don't have any errors. So we go ahead and actually do the right thing. So we're good to go. We're good to go. So, okay, fine. No error. I thought it was because the previous one had it, but now it's fine. So we can go ahead and actually get to do something very beautiful like this. So what we need to do right now is just for we to make sure our formula bar is actually turned on. Turn the formula bar on. I'm going to put on my equal to right here. I'm going to go down right to this particular aspect. I'm going to bring the total working hours right here. And now once we have this right in here, we just have to crank it up. And before we crank it up, I believe we need to know what kind of font to be used to do this. So I have the font. I'm gonna be giving the font to you just to make sure you use the kind of font I'm using right now for this to do the same thing. I'm gonna say DRs, right? So if I say yes, this is giving me some kind of clock time out there. So I'm not gonna use that. Instead, I'm gonna use that one called DS Digital right here. We have DS Digital and we have DS Digital 7. I think I have the Digital 7. Let me just go and check it out and see what it is. The name of the font in the other part of the dashboard so that we can actually be sure of what we're trying to get and use out of that. So now we just have to go back here. I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna go right here and copy the format. So Digital 7. So Digital 7 is what we need to use. So if you don't have the formatting right on the font type, I'm gonna be giving it to you and you have to install it. I'm gonna show you how to install it in the next video and stuff like that. So come right here and click on this, and here we go. We have this. So we can just crank it up and make sure we have something beautifully just outstanding as what we have right now. And fine. So we just go ahead and actually say, okay, now we just have to give it some kind of nice cool color, just like what we have right now. That's beautiful. So right now for the payout, we just need to get for the payout, we need to get a payout right in here. Go equal to, I'm gonna go right to analysis, and for the payout, here is my payout right here, and I'm gonna hit enter. And for the expected payout, we're gonna have the expected payout right here as well. So what we need to do is just to hit our equal to and get expected payout right in as well. Okay, here we are. We have just gotten this done. So what we need to do right now is just to copy the same formatting we have right here for this and for this and as well for this. So once we've done this, what we need to do is just to make sure we have this kind of on a smaller. So we're gonna have something like this. So we can actually go ahead and open this up. So we move it all the way to the top level right here, and we make it some kind of smaller than this. Exactly. We have something like this. I can actually come right here, and the same thing I want to make is I want to reduce this. So you understand that is exactly what we need to do. So we can come right here and just make sure we open this up, and exactly this is what we need to do. Right now, if you look at it, it's just looking exactly the way we have the other parts, right? So if I go right here and actually select this, we have something like this, but now it's not translating or teleporting from here to the next part right here. So we need to create the second dashboard. So I'm just gonna create this. I'm gonna say dashboard, and here we go. So if I go right to the home level right here, can click right on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and actually link it. I'm gonna click on this particular link right here, and I'm gonna locate my dashboard. Just click right in here. Once you have it clicked on, you just locate the dashboard you just created. Just click on it and actually go ahead and click it, and here we go. We are right there. So there is nothing to take us back to where we are from right now, but we can always edit it so that when we hover over it, it gives us something different. That is a custom stuff like, I don't know, edit links. You just come right here and type into this particular screen tip right and see go click to go to dashboard, to go to dashboard. So now I can hit OK. I'm coming right here, I'm hitting OK, all of that. So if I hover over it right now, you can see click to go to dashboard. So it gives your viewers, it gives your users the flexibility to know what is going on without having to think about it so much and stuff like that. So guys, I hope you understand what we have just done right here, and this is how beautiful it could be. So the next step we're going to be taking right now is to see how we can actually create this, and this has a lot of work, not too much work though. If I show you the summary area, the analysis area right now, we have this to deal with and stuff like that. So we need to create a lot of layers, tables, to actually get the kind of visualization we want to actually get to use to have it done the way it should be and stuff like that. So it's very simple, not too hard, but a little bit complicated than the one we have just done right now. So if you watch closely, you might be able to do it on your own by looking at what happened right here. You would be able to try it yourself before you start watching the next video. But if you think you can't do it, you have to get some kind of support from me. Don't worry, just go ahead and click and see what it is that you can actually do to start watching the second video to get it done all by yourself. I want to say thank you very much for watching. Thanks for watching. Share this video, go to the next one and start watching ASAP to see what you can do to create a very nice, amazing dashboard. So Power BI is coming up, Excel is coming up more and more again. On the PowerPoint tutorial, I'm actually preparing to actually leave something on PowerPoint to just make sure I amaze you in the design world of analytics and stuff like that, connecting PowerPoint to Excel and making sure you have a good presentation is the next thing that is going to come up. When I feel like dropping it, I'm going to let you guys know. Okay, right now, what you need to do, if you've not been a subscriber on my YouTube channel before, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You will definitely enjoy everything we do right here on this channel. And if you have been a subscriber, your comment is very important to us. And as well, we would definitely love to hear from you every single time you feel like we have to do something to make sure we grow this channel bigger than what we have right now. So we have become families, right? So welcome my brother and welcome my sister to the Tower Session. I want to